The validation's important because they hear a lot, why do you have a dog? You shouldn't have a dog. Your dog's unhealthy, your dog doesn't look good. They get told this a lot. I think a lot of them really just love the validation of knowing their pet's healthy and they're doing right by their pet. As a veterinarian or a health professional, I'm not there just to tell them what's wrong with their pet. I'm also there to tell them what's right and what they're doing right. My name is Dr. Kwane Stewart. I'm a veterinarian. So I have a normal full-time veterinary job. On my free time, I try and find some moments to come out. It doesn't have to be a whole day, sometimes just an hour or two to find a few people. I tend to walk areas that have a pretty dense homeless population. So any urban city, any downtown area. I notice you have a doggy here with you.
Yeah.
I just walk around looking for people who have pets that may have needs, and at no cost I'll offer care if I can. When I go out on the streets, I bring with me a small Coleman bag. Hey, baby. Hi. I'm sorry I don't have any treats. I'm able to treat about 80% of the pets I see on the street. So in this tiny bag, I usually have vaccines, anti-inflammatories, medicine for ear infection, flea preventative, and toenail trimmers. And with that small kit, I can do a lot. Come here, Spud. Come here. Yeah. Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes it's not. Come here. All right, let me just take another listen. You sound good. Yeah, he's got some fleas. So here's the thing about fleas. Fleas have evolved to live right here. And the reason is it's always the hardest place on a dog or cat's body to get to. So this medication is called Brevecto. It's a flea preventative, and it's going to kill all the fleas on them, and then it prevents fleas for 3 months. Yeah, it works really well.
Right in front of him? Yeah, breaking some fishes.
Good boy. Come get your feet. Come here. Let's see. Oh yeah, these are much better.
Yeah.
It's been a learning lesson for me over these past 8 or 9 years is they're not much different than us. You know, these are decent people, most of them, that are just looking for a better life. And they've hit some bumps along the way. You look after Daddy, huh?
Oh God,
Take care of Daddy?
He's my soulmate, and he knows when I'm upset. You know, and he plays with me that when I'm sad. It's just great. This is great.
I grew up in a pretty typical middle-class family in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My dad was an ex-NFL football player, then turned coach and teacher, and my mom was a banker. I have a younger brother and pretty normal life. My mom was a huge animal lover, and it sort of really comes from her. We had pets as long as I can remember. And then eventually she got horses and chickens and all kinds of other animals. And so animals have always been around me, and a part of my life. I couldn't imagine not having pets around me. And so then my love for science and love for animals, it was a natural fit. I knew where I was going at a very young age. High school was rough. Wasn't sure I was actually going to make it out of high school, but I did. Luckily for me, I was an athlete, a scholarship athlete. So I got an offer at our hometown college, the University of New Mexico. I was a track runner, and that was the wind in my sails. And then before I knew it, I just started excelling in biology and the sciences, and it just came natural to me. And I said, yeah, maybe I can get into vet school. I first got the thought to start doing this probably over a decade ago during the recession. So we're talking 2009, 2010. At the time, I was a shelter veterinarian. I was working in Central California that was hit very hard economically. Some time went by before I finally acted on it, and it just happened to be one day at 7-Eleven. As usual, going in to get a coffee or gas, and I kept seeing the same homeless person, as you so often will, outside with his dog. And I decided to step in and ask, what's going on? And he shared with me the dog had a very bad flea allergy, a lot of hair loss, rash. Literally it was 2 minutes of my time to give him some flea medication and a few dollars out of my pocket. And I came back a week later and the hair was coming back, the rash was gone. He said that his dog was sleeping at night, he was sleeping at night. And, I almost get choked up thinking about it because he started to cry. And it was So that was a spark for me. It was just that one little moment that, I'd already been leaning or been pushed in that direction, but that pushed me over. And so then I decided to set up my own homeless clinic one day, and here we are.
You know, 'cause I won't let her down though, you know, no way. And,
She's your baby?
Yeah, she's my
The pets
baby,
for these people experiencing homelessness aren't pets. Family member is a word that's often used, and you can see that. I think every time I go out, someone will call their pet their daughter or their son or their child. You step into their mind for a moment and you feel like your child is sick or hurting or in pain, but you have nowhere to take it. What that does to them. There's a bond there, and I say this often, that's on a much higher plane than the average pet owner. These are, really intimate moments when I'm, they're sharing things with me. They were all grateful, and I take that home with me, and that's part of the reason I do this. I couldn't imagine doing something else other than being a veterinarian, and now that I've found this specific thing to do, it feels like it's home to me.